Ladies and gentlemen, you all know that I don't agree with Grace Randolph on many things, but when she opens up about her experiences with toxic James Gunn fans, let's just say I can relate. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but the little logo that's included before most of my videos that has toxic crossed out and voice of the fandom in its place has a much deeper meaning to me than some people realize. Listen, I haven't been doing YouTube for that long, but if there's one thing that I'm an expert on, if there's one thing that I have a lot of experience with, it's dealing with the real toxic fans. And no, I'm not talking about people who get unjustifiably labeled that just because they criticize something. The truth is that the most toxic people on the internet are the ones who practice toxic positivity.
It's true.
These are the type of fans that act like this thing or this person that they are obsessed with is somehow above criticism. I've experienced these people in the Chucky fandom. I've experienced these people in the Scream 5 and 6 fandom. I've experienced these people in the Spider-Verse fandom. And I've experienced these people in the MCU fandom. A real toxic fan is actually pretty easy to identify. They are the ones who launch personal attacks based on opinions. Now, I realize that there are toxic people in literally every single fandom. But there are an abundance of these people in certain fandoms, and those fandoms need to be called out. I have zero tolerance for someone telling me that I can't talk about something or criticize someone.
Not up in here!
Not up in here!
I'm what you would call an equal opportunity criticizer. It is my literal job. And that's what it's all about when you do what I do here. You have to set the standard for your channel and for your platform. This is not the place for you if what you seek is validation through disingenuous praise. And you know what? Because I'm that way, I know that's going to bother some people, but I thrive off those people being bothered by it. I know that I'm doing something right when I have people who follow me just to moan and complain about my opinion. I've never been shy about how I feel about anything, and I never will be. As far as James Gunn goes, no, I'm not a fan of most of his work. I've been very upfront about that. That's just my personal preference. It just comes down to what I've seen from him hasn't resonated with me, but I don't expect everyone to feel the same way. What I expect is for people to be mature enough to hear and accept my opinion without launching personal attacks. I've said many times that the people who worship the ground that this man walks on and defend his every move like he can do no wrong are infinitely more of a problem than James Gunn himself could ever be.
You didn't see that coming.
Unlike some people, I can get over watching a movie I didn't like. I do it all the time. I've become pretty good at it. And if James Gunn ever made something that I ultimately ended up liking, I would say so. And you know that because I've already done it. Even after I praised aspects of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I still had James Gunn fans getting upset with me because I didn't praise it enough. And that's another characteristic of a real toxic fan. It's all or nothing with these people. You either worship the ground that James Gunn walks on, or you're a cultist, and there is no in-between.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
While we're on the subject of cultist, because someone brings up Zack Snyder in almost every James Gunn video I make, even though I haven't mentioned Zack Snyder myself in some time, here's how I feel about all of that. Yes, it's true. I do like a majority of Zack Snyder's movies, but I also heavily criticized both Rebel Moons and Army of the Dead. Rightfully so. And you know what? Not one Zack Snyder fan attacked me over my opinion. And I thought these people were supposed to be the toxic cult of the online world. I think we should take a long, hard look at the James Gunn cult who feel the need to attack anyone who dares question James Gunn. You ever think that maybe we're not all cultists and that some people just do not like James Gunn's style of filmmaking? It's literally just that simple sometimes, yet still, people are incapable of hearing a different perspective. The truth is that tribalism has infected the minds of fanboys everywhere, and it's something that needs to be addressed as soon as possible.
Why are you the way that you are?
Which brings me to Grace Randolph, who got very annoyed during a recent live stream on her channel when someone asked why she doesn't like James Gunn. She said, quote, "I want to make it clear that I've never picked a fight with James Gunn. James Gunn has always picked a fight with me. James Gunn is always coming over to my space and giving me a problem. I've never caused a problem for him. I've always just been honest in my reporting. It's a very weird situation, I don't appreciate it, but I'm not going to let anyone bully me out of doing my job." She continues, "I will give Superman the benefit of the doubt and be open to that being a good movie. So I really don't want to hear it anymore. It's just like James Gunn's little bitches who are giving me that problem."
Damn!
Listen, I'll be the first one to tell you that Grace is full of shit sometimes, but in this particular case, she hit the nail right on the head. She is obviously over the toxic trolls who think just because she reacts to something and just because she reports on something, that means she hates James Gunn personally. And you know what? I can relate, because somewhere along the way, these people have forgotten how to take their emotions out of it.
S-O-F capital T. Soft. Huh?
Has Grace reported on things that didn't come to fruition? Absolutely. But does it not sound like James Gunn to go on the defensive, take personally, and start debunking everything to the point where his toxic fans then start attacking her because of it? This is what toxic fans do. They literally want to bully you into silence because you're saying something that they don't agree with. I too have said many times that regardless of my concerns, when Superman is ultimately released, I will give the movie a fair chance. Because that's what an unbiased and honest person is supposed to do. If that's not good enough for you and all you value is validation, then you fall into the category of, as Grace put it, James Gunn's bitch. So I think it's time to grow up, learn to hear a different perspective, and above all else, don't be a simp and don't take everything you hear on the internet so goddamn personally.
Sensitive.
Y'all be cool. Right on.